મિત્રો આપણે પાર્ટ 1 અને પાર્ટ 2 ફાઇનાન્શિયલ મેનેજમેન્ટમાં યુનિટ નંબર 1 ઇન્ટ્રોડક્શનની ચર્ચા કરી. વી કવર્ડ મીનિંગ, સ્કોપ, ઇમ્પોર્ટન્સ. આ ત્રણ વસ્તુ બેઝિક છે. These three things we should know in detail. What is the meaning of finance and financial management? Scope, what functions are going to be covered under the head of the financial management, means what areas are covered. Importance, એનું મહત્વ. Importance of finance management, that also we discussed lot. And next point also we discussed objectives of financial management. We already started what is the objective of financial management. So once again I am repeating here, what are the objectives of financial management, that we know that basically we are thinking to ensure safety of the investment. Whatever fund should be invested in safe venture so that adequate rate of return can be achieved. The first objective of finance management is to utilize the fund in a proper manner. You have to channelize your fund in such a way that you are able to get the right return, sufficient return on that investment. Again, I am repeating here that suppose you have 1 lakh rupees in a cupboard. If that 1 lakh rupees you are putting in a cupboard for 1 year, you will not get any return. To get the return, we have to invest. You have to simply, you have to invest this 1 lakh rupees in a FD of the bank. So you are able to get about 6% interest per annum. But if you are not putting or converting this money into investment, then you are not able to get the return. That is why the word is adequate return on, now see, is a corporate world, return to the shareholders, which will depend upon the earning capacity, market price of the share, expectation of the shareholders. So we have to ensure adequate return to satisfy our owners, our investors. They are expecting some return, or we may say handsome return for their investment. That is why, to ensure optimum funds utilization, once the funds are procured, they should be utilized in maximum possible way at least cost. Means you have to acquire the fund, you have to get the fund, first thing. Second thing is you have to utilize the fund in such a manner to get some return at least cost. Means whatever fund you raise from various sources, that sources, for that you have to pay something. You have to pay dividend, you have to pay interest. That all cost should be at least one. Least one means minimum one. So that cost also we have to keep in your mind. So generally, objectives of financial management, that we already covered: proper mobilization of fund, proper utilization of fund, earnings more profits, maintaining liquidity, maximizing shareholders' wealth, reserves, increase in overall efficiency, and last, it generates goodwill, image of the company. So objective of financial management are clear, that we have to utilize the fund in such a manner to get the handsome return, and we have to satisfy our all stakeholders. That is the main common thing we may say in detail. Now, the goal of financial management. Now, we are coming to the point. The goal of financial manager. How can financial managers make wise planning, investment, and financial decisions? See now here word planning, wise planning. Planning is the first step for any activity of the business. Planning, investment, and financing decisions. So, how the finance manager is taking the decision, how they are investing the fund in a business, because it's a corporate world. There is a diversification between ownership and the we can say management. So management is a different team. That is why it is said very clearly the finance manager is to maximize the value of the firms to its owners, value of a publicly owned organized organizations or corporations or company is measured by the share price of its stock. So what is the parameter? Parameter is the share price of the stock. If share price of stock means shares is higher, your company is doing well, and vice versa. So there are well-known two criteria in this regard. They are that already we discussed. First one, profit maximization, and number two is the wealth maximization. What is profit maximization? That you know very well. Every businessman is having a only first criteria, that how to earn profit. That is the main important things. The profit maximization is the traditional approach and the primary objective of financial management. So it's a traditional approach. Primary objective is the profit maximizations. It implies that every decision relating to business is evaluated in the light of profits. Every decisions, again, please think about this. Recall your memory that I discussed this point very well earlier, that every decisions are depending on cost and benefit. What is my cost and what is my benefit? What is my investment? What is my return? That is the main thing. So that we discussed in detail all the things, and again I am repeating the main aspect, that profit maximization justified on following ground. It is rational. Rational means universally accepted. Taste of business performance. Main source of inspiration. Maximum social welfare. And it is a base of decision making that we covered. Now, profit means price is the most effective lever for profit maximization, because our profit is hidden in price. So price is the most effective lever for profit maximization. So up to this level, you feel that profit is better. Profit maximization objective is better. But when we will go to the second objective, that is the wealth maximization. Now see, now there is fighting between profit maximization and wealth maximization objective. So how they are going to explain that here it is said that profit maximization has criticized on following ground. Now see that limitation of profit maximizations or drawbacks of profit maximization is given by one by one. So number one is it exploits workers and customers. When you have only one target of profit, then you may exploit your worker or customers. You are giving the less salary or wages. You are providing the lower quality materials at higher prices because you want to earn more profit. So profit is having a limitation that this type of thing is possible. It is immoral, leads to corrupt practices. Now, when businessman is having only one objective, that how to earn maximum profit, so naturally corruption is possible. So corruption means you know you are going to pay less taxes to the government. Corruption in other activities of the business, that is possible. Then this due to this profit maximization objective, social inequalities, poor become poorer, and rich become richer. So this is very important thing, that inequalities degrades human value, which affect ideal social system. So human value is also going to affect, because only you have the target how to earn the profit, means your mind is going to change, and the value of this is going to be affected. Further, profit maximization objective criticize on the following ground. The above four we discussed. Again, please keep in your mind, exploits workers and customers. It is immoral. Due to what? What are the reasons for the immoral? Social inequalities and corruption and everything is possible, that we discussed. It is not genuine objective under current imperfect market. Now, what is imperfect market? Nowadays, in this business world, you are going to observe, it is means every businesses are going on in imperfect market. Imperfect market means maybe demand is more or supply is less, or maybe supplies are more or demand is less. Means you will find imbalance between this demand and supply. So chances of earning profit is more possible when you have more demand and supplies are less. At that time businessmen are charging the more prices. So that is possible in this imperfect market. Therefore, profit maximization is not a right objective. It increases only individual wealth. Now, when profit comes in a mind, at that time individual wealth is possible to increase. But what's about the others? When we are discussing or talking about the corporate business company, limited company, at that time number of stakeholders are there. So we have to take care of all. And that is only possible when you have the wealth maximization objective. Now see in the next further, the profit maximization objective criticize on the following ground. First thing, it ignores the timing of return or time value of money. What is timing of return? We don't know when we will get the profit. It depends on season, it depends on price, it depends on demand, it depends on number of factors. How we can say that profit is certain? Profit is totally uncertain, depends on number of factors. If it is in favor, you will get the more profit. If that all factors are not in favor, you will not get the profit. That is why it ignores the timing. We can't say with surety that every year you will earn this much of profit, because future is uncertain. And how we can think about the same profit for next year or 20% rise in profit next year? How we can say with surety? That is why it ignores the timing of return or time value of money. Here the word time value of money. Suppose someone says that I will give you 1 lakh rupees after 1 year. Suppose someone says. Or other option is given, I am today, if you want, I will give you 95,000. Now which option is better? 95,000 or 1 lakh? તમને યાદ છે મેં તમને કહ્યું હતું લાસ્ટ લેક્ચરમાં કે પેન નોટ કેલ્ક્યુલેટર લઈને બેસવાનું છે. નાઉ જસ્ટ થિંક ઓવર 10% રિટર્ન હોય. સપોઝ યુ હેવ 10% રિટર્ન. So what is the value of 1 lakh rupees today? Is it 95,000 or what? Suppose 10% return is available and you want 1 lakh rupees after 1 year. So today you have to invest how much? You are saying 90,000, but 90,000 not. 90,000 ના 10% ગણી તો 99,000 થાય છે. But we want 1 lakh rupees after 1 year. So for that, present value factor we have to find out. તો કેલ્ક્યુલેટર હાથમાં છે. 1 divided by 1.10. Please make this. 1 divided by 1.10 is equal to, you will get 0.909. મળ્યું? You got the answer, 0.909. This 0.909 multiply by 1 lakh. So you will get 90,900. So 90,900, if you are going to invest today in a bank at 10%, suppose, then you will get after 1 year 1 lakh rupees. So what is the present value of 1 lakh rupees that is available after 1 year today? Today present value is 90,900. So you can judge very well when you know the time value of money. And it is ignored by profit. Profit is not certain that you will get at this time this much of profit. We don't know. That is why it's a big criticism of the profit maximization. Then number 2, it ignores the risk. Risk is ignored by the profit maximization objective. Risk is not covered while the business investment is always risky. So risk management or risk part is not covered. That is why it is criticized. Third one, it is impossible to always accurately forecast demand. Your profit is always on demand. Demand means demand of your product. Means of your product, and on demand your sale is there. If on your sale your profit is there. So it is impossible to always that accurately we forecast our demand. So when we don't forecast accurately our demand, then how we can forecast our sale and how we can forecast our profit? That is why third is very important. On this ground also it is criticized. Fourth one, it has greater relevance to a perfectly competitive market. Greater relevance to a perfectly competitive market. Now what is perfectly competitive market? Perfectly competitive market means your demand and supply are same. It is perfectly means greater means your profit maximization is relying totally on this type of perfectly competitive market, not on imperfect market. But I think for in today's market, today's business world, we can't say that we will get this type of perfectly competitive market. We are in imperfect market position. That is why this profit maximization is objective is criticized. Now today, number 5. Number 5 what says? That today large scale corporate type of organization exists. Large scale corporate type of organization exists. As per example, Reliance Industries Limited. As per example, Larsen and Toubro Limited, L&T Limited. As per example, Cadila Pharmaceutical Limited. Now these all companies are what? They are large scale corporate companies established under Companies Act 1956. There is a diversification of ownership and management. Board of directors, top level management separately is there. Owners are different, managers are different. They are managing the business, owners are providing the fund to the management, and they are managing overally. But how the day to day management of the business is done by the team of the management. That is why you are going to find different stakeholders CSRમાં ફોર્થ સેમિસ્ટરમાં ડિટેલમાં ભણી ગયા છીએ. Who are the stakeholders? Such as owners, managers, customers, creditors, and employees are directly connected with the organization. Directly connected with the organizations. This all group of the stakeholders, people, they are connected with your organization. The interest of each member in this organization, collusion, act together. Every group interest is there. Those who are the owners, shareholders, their interest is different. Managers, their interest is different. Customers, now see, customers are thinking reasonable price and best quality. Creditors are expecting your right time payment to them. Employees are expecting more salary, more facilities. So there is a it's a organizational collusion. Means collusion is there, and this all interests are going to act together. That is not possible to be achieved by the profit maximization. Is it clear? Understood? Number 5 criticism I told you, that is the large scale corporate type companies are there, right? Stakeholders, their interest is also different. Organizational collusion means that all interests will act together, and that is not possible with this profit maximization. Number 5, very interesting. That is why I gave you detail of this. Then number 5 is what? Profit maximization objective of the firm has greater relevance to short run. Short run means profit maximization is a short term, short timing. Short timings are there. That thing we have to keep in our mind. Okay, just afterwards. Yes, please. The profit maximization is best for the short run, but for the long run, we have to go for the wealth maximization. So, short run and long run both are very important. Whatever whatever the business we have to run is not for the short run or short time, short period, but we have to run the business for forever. That is why this profit maximization objective is criticized. This is number 6. Number 7, what says unfair practices are possible due to profit maximization objective. Unfair practice. So, unfair practice is not viable, not good for the business, and that is why it is criticized. That is number 7. Number 8, maximizing profit can also be achieved by making employees work harder without paying them extra. Means we are going to exploit our workers, our employees. We are getting more work at less salary. Is it possible? Practically, it is impossible to get the particular return or hard work from the employees always. And it is also harmful to the this whatever material we are using. Sometimes we are using the cheaper material. cheaper material to increase the profit and decrease the cost of production. So that cheaper materials are going to harmful to the environment. And environment, we know, air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, everything is possible that we discussed in CSR very well. So environment is affected. That such as what, that further recyclable packaging is not there. So recycling, plastic, whatever we are using in our day to day activities, so plastic should be recycled. If it is not recycled, then it is going to affect the environment. So that type of materials are also going to be affected. That is number 8. Then further, now see, we are at this junction, that what type of questions we have to keep in our mind. So questions are given here. Not pen, everything is with you. It is your assignment number 1. Start writing this all the questions. First one, what is financial management? Question mark. Why is maximization of wealth a better goal than profit maximization? Explain. So I think you understood here. Wealth a better goal than profit maximization. So we have to criticize the profit here. Just we criticize above. And wealth maximization, they have the superiority, they have the more quality. That thing we have to keep in our mind. We have to explain them in this question. This question is of 8 marks, and we have to write down properly. Number 2, critically evaluate profit maximization goal. 8 marks, 7 marks or. So critically evaluate profit maximization goal. So how many criticisms you have? Yes, please. How many? जरा जुओ ऊपर. Last one is what? 8. 8 criticism minimum you have to write down. बाकी थर्ड लखो. चलो थर्ड, फोर्थ, फिफ्थ लखवा मारो. Third one, explain briefly scope of financial management. 8 marks. સ્કોપ તમને ઉપર લખેલું છે, આપણે ભણ્યા છીએ આપણે પાર્ટ 1માં. ધીસ ઇઝ પાર્ટ 3. પાર્ટ 2 પણ આપણે પ્રોફિટ મેક્સિમાઇઝેશનની વાત કરી. સો ધ થર્ડ પાર્ટ ઇઝ ધીસ વન. Okay, then what is financial management? Discuss importance of financial management in modern business world. We discussed importance. આપણે ડિટેલમાં ભણ્યા, ડિસ્કસ કર્યું. That all should be written here. And fifth one, finance is lifeblood of business. Explain this statement. This is the very important underline. I underlined you. Finance is the lifeblood of business. It plays the role of the lubrication. Without finance, it is not possible to run the business. Without blood, body is not going to work. આ બધી વાતો આપણે કરી છે. તો આ પ્રમાણે 5 ક્વેશ્ચનની અસાઇનમેન્ટ નંબર 1 તૈયારી કરવા માંડો. સ્પેશિયલ નોટ બનાવવાની, ફૂલસ્કેપ નોટ, and in that you have to write down assignment number 1, and all questions you have to complete in a proper manner with addition of images. जो आ image આપેલી છે ને, profit maximization and wealth maximization, this type of images also you may get from the Google, and please add as per the topic. So here now question is what? Someone says profit maximization better, and other one says wealth maximization better. This is, it's a debatable situation. You are thinking in your mind profit is the best, and others are thinking wealth is the best. number of authors of the finance management, they are favoring wealth maximization. Why so? जरा ध्यानથી વાંચીએ. As discussed, the objective of profit maximization is not only vague and ambiguous, but it also ignores two basic criteria of financial management. Two basic criteria of financial management. Number one, risk, and number two, time value of money. Time value of money, if you don't have, then it is very difficult to go. We should know time value of money. તમને મેં એક્ઝામ્પલ આપ્યો તો 1,00,000 રૂપિયાનો 1,00,000 rupees you are receiving after 1 year. So what is the present value of 1,00,000 today? That is known as the time value of money. Therefore, wealth maximization is taken as the basic objective of financial management. Sorry, કયા બે રીઝન તમને મેં કયા? Which two criteria are important, which is ignored by the profit maximization? That is risk and time value of money. That is why wealth maximization objective is better. Now see here, wealth maximization is a modern approach to financial management. Profit maximization is traditional approach. And modern approach is what? Wealth maximization. આવું પરીક્ષામાં પૂછવામાં આવે. Wealth maximization is a modern approach to financial management. Discuss. At that time, we have to write down risk and time value of money in detail. It is a superior goal compared to profit maximization. Which goal is superior? Wealth maximization is superior goal with compared to profit maximization, as it takes broader arena. Broader arena means in ગુજરાતીમાં કહે છે કાર્યક્ષેત્રનો મધ્ય ભાગ. Into consideration. Central part of the business is what? To maximize the wealth. If wealth is maximized, so automatically your number of problems are going to be solved. Wealth is such a thing. What is wealth? Now tell me, what is wealth? What is wealth? Wealth means land, building, machineries, furniture. Then we may say your cash balance, your reserves and surplus. So these are going to generate, wealth. As wealth is more, automatically you feel very comfortable to manage the business. Simple example, your father and mother, their objective is what? How to increase the wealth. Wealth means they are investing they are buying the gold, silver, they are putting the money in FD, public provident fund, they are investing. Why? Just to secure the future. Future is uncertain, we know. Whatever decisions we are making today, it is for future. And future is uncertain, and everybody want to make future secure with the wealth maximization. Is it clear now in your mind? Ask your papa, mummy, why you are investing, why you are making the saving. Just to secure the future. So future, again I am telling you, it is uncertain. Future is uncertain. We can't predict 100%. કાલે શું થશે શી ખબર? In this corona situation, what we can assume? Now corona situation, COVID-19 situation came all over the world. No one businessman predicted this corona will come and my sale will down or production will down, my company is going to be shut down, going to be locked down. No one predicted. That is why future is uncertain. And in this uncertainty, those who have savings, those who have right wealth, they pass this time very easily. આ સમય કપરો હતો, નોકરી ધંધા બંધ હતા, આવક નહોતી, છતાં જે લોકો પાસે સેવિંગ્સ હતું એ લોકોએ આ સમય સરસ પાસ કરી દીધો. Understood the point? Savings are generating wealth. Same way here, from the reserves and surplus, we have to generate the wealth. And wealth, when you have, then automatically you can fight with this type of unexpected situations. Further, wealth or value of a business is defined as the market price of the capital invested by shareholders. How we can measure our wealth? We can measure our wealth. Suppose you have 10 lakh shares outstanding, multiply by market value, suppose rupees 500. So 10 lakh multiplied by 500, whatever answer comes, that is your total value of the business. So wealth or value, that is measured by this market value of the shares. Wealth maximization model is a superior model because it removes all the drawbacks of profit maximization as a goal of a financial decisions. All drawbacks, criticism, whatever we discussed above, all limitations of profit maximization is overcome by the wealth maximization model. First, wealth maximization is based on cash flows. Now question is, what is cash flow? And not on profit. We are a wealth maximization is depending on what? Cash flows. Cash flows means whatever cash flow will come after 1 year or after some time. So that cash flow, future cash flows are estimated in our financial decision making. Not profit. Profit is uncertain. We don't know what the profit will come. Profit word is also difficult. It's after tax or before tax. We don't know. So profit, instead of profit, we are insisting on what? Cash flows, future cash flows, and on that base, every decisions are taken by the company. So therefore, what happens? Avoids any ambiguity associated with accounting profit. So whatever the ambiguity, confusion regarding this accounting profit, that is going to be avoided by considering the cash flows. Number one. Second, what says? Profit maximization presents a short-term view. Profit maximization only thinking for the short term, maybe maximum 1 year. But wealth maximization is thinking for the long term. After 10 years what, 15 years what, that type of maximization, that type of vision we are creating in a wealth maximization. Understood the second? Number two, short term and long term. Third, wealth maximization considers the time value of money. So time value of money example I gave you. You also calculated with your calculator. 1 divided by 1.10, you are able to get 0.909 present value factor at 10%, and multiply by the figure. So you will get the present value of that cash flow. So here what says time value of money, that suppose there are two projects A and B. We have two business, project A and B. A is more profitable. Project A is more profitable. However, it is going to generate profit over a long period of time. Generate the more profitable, and in a long period of time, while project B is less profitable. However, it is able to generate return in a shorter period. Shorter period, longer period, please keep in your mind. In a situation of an uncertainty, project B may be preferable. When the future is uncertainty is there and uncertain, at that time, project B is preferable because it earns profit in a shorter period. Shorter period is, it's a safer one. So, timing of return is ignored by the profit maximizations. It is considered in wealth maximization. So, risk and uncertainty is not considered in profit maximization. We are thinking that project A is more profitable, but we don't know the timing of that. We are not considering the timing of that project A. We are thinking about the total profit. But which one is the best? Timing means in a shorter timing, when you are going to recover you are going to earn more profit, that is better than the longer one. This is the time value of money is given in third part. Then in fourthly, what says the wealth maximization criteria considers the risk and uncertainty factor while considering the discounting rate. Now, discounting rate is depending on what? Risk and uncertainty. Discounting rate એટલે શું ભાઈ? It's a cost of capital, it's a hurdle rate. Discounting rate means what? કે આપણે આ પ્રોજેક્ટને કેવી રીતે એક્સપેક્ટ કરીએ. સપોઝ યુ આર એક્સપેક્ટિંગ 15% return, so that is your discounting rate. But that expecting rate is depending on risk and uncertainty. If risk is more, you are going to expect 20, 22%, 25%, means your expectation will increases. So that may become your discounting factor. So discounting factor is totally depending on your risk and uncertainty of the business. The discounting reflects both time and risk. Higher the uncertainty, the discounting rate is higher. As I told you, uncertainty is more, so you are expecting more return, so your discounting factor is more. So you are going to expect that 25% return મળે તો આ business થાય, because it is more risky and more uncertain. And vice versa. Why we are expecting in a Bank of Baroda FD, as per example, FD 6%. Why we are agree with that 6%? Because it is less risky and certain. સમજી રહ્યા છો? Why we are investing at 6%? ખબર છે બહુ રેટ ઓછો છે, but even though number of people are investing in FD, because there is a less risk and uncertainty. That is why we are happy with the 6%, because we don't want to take the more risk. In a business, suppose you are investing, at that time you are expecting more profit, more return, because you are taking the risk of the business. Therefore, wealth maximization is superior than profit maximization. હવે ખબર પડી ક્વેશ્ચન? તમને ક્વેશ્ચન આપેલા છે. Refer the question and you will find that this all thing you have to write down to show the superiority of the wealth maximization. Now, why wealth maximization? Again, I am repeating, based on cash flows, number one. Number two, a longer term view. Number three, considers the time value of money. And fourth one, risk and uncertainty factors are also considered. આ ચાર મુદ્દા યાદ રહેવા જોઈએ. What is the first one? Based on cash flows, not profit. A longer term view, long term આપણે જોઈ રહ્યા છીએ. Third, time value of money is there. Is it? And fourth one, risk and uncertainty factor. These four things you have to keep in your mind, and you have to explain why wealth maximization is superior. So here last word, that is why wealth maximization objective is superior than profit maximization. Is it clear now? We discussed the objectives of financial management. We discussed one, profit maximization, and number two, wealth maximization. Now we will go for the next topic in our fourth part. Thank you very much.